Hello Aries, thank you for joining me here. This is going to be the end of the year reading which encompasses rest of the October, November and December. And I to save time, I shuffled and these are the cards that I got for this. And just for organizational purpose, this is for October, this is for November and this is for December. But this is energy, you know how it works. So it's all going to be kind of intertwined as I speak about it. Okay, so without any further delay, let's get into it. So mid-October, it starts with Four of Swords with star. So what I'm getting from this too, like I feel like you have been. I think this is a time. This is a vital, important time that you take a break. And what I mean by break, Four of Swords is a very spiritual card, because it's almost like a therapeutical, like really taking break from all the external thing, really focusing on one spirituality and one inner self, like really thinking about like why. I feel like you need that because you are in a position right now where you feel completely lost, where you feel like the thing that you used to love, that the things that used to drive you, used to give you motivation in life, that kind of faded away. You feel like you are completely lost. You don't know what and why you are doing what you are doing in life. So there is like a huge this gap between what you are doing and what you actually drive and thrive to do. You are Aries, you are like a leader in the zodiac. You go by your passion. You think you need purpose. You think you need something to fight for, something to stand by, something to stand for, something to give voice to, because you have that huge sense of huge sense of change in you. You want to do something for the better good, for the whether it's environment, whether it's a society, whether it's a people, anybody. You have that. But I feel like you are kind of right now kind of derailed, and you feel like you kind of lost your purpose. You feel extremely lost in your day-to-day life and your in life in general. So I feel like that this is the time that it's like universe, star is it's like a major arcana, and it's like a universal call. Like universe is asking you to take a break. You need to go within. You need to go within to find where the block is, what kind of. And it could come from your childhood, it can come from long past, something, maybe it's your this sense of loss is actually generating from a sense of lost. Being lost is generating from a sense of loss. Maybe it can be a huge disappointment in a relationship, or somebody that very close to you passed away, and you just those kind of thing. I feel like there is a huge sense of loss that you are still grieving about, and you don't know how to. You feel like your life, what is your life without that aspect. And it can be anything depending on your situation. That vital aspect, you lost that vital aspect, and you feel like what I'm gonna do in life right now. I feel extremely lost. So the like universe is calling you, universe is asking you to go within, and you need to have that. You need to find where that, when you go within, then you ask this, then you can ask this question like, what is that loss? And once you find that what that loss that holding you back, then you're gonna look, okay, maybe it's time to let it go, because whatever you lost, that already gone. So how to cope with that loss, and how to see a different perspective of that loss, so that you can realign yourself internally. Star is about, it's not that some kind of miracle is happening. It can be, but I feel like, to me, star is about your alignment with yourself, your alignment with your internal body, so that it can feel like all. When people say that all stars are aligned, what does it mean? That when your body, mind, spirit, everything is aligned, you refind your purpose. Right now you need to go this break, go through this break, and go deep. Ask this question: how can you see a different perspective of life so that you can find that purpose that you have lost, and it can regenerate and it can motivate you again. Like, that's why November is starting with this temperance. Temperance is, what is temperance? Temperance is mindfulness. Temperance is tempering different energy, really understanding your ins and out. Really really paying attention to yourself, your where's, what kind of pattern, what kind of behavior, what kind of blockage you tend to repeat, and what kind of behavior you tend to repeat to create that kind of blockage. You need to really pay attention to yourself. You really need to align yourself. Go within, get in your feelings, get in your emotion. If sometimes it can get very uncomfortable, because when you dig deep, it can create this kind of uncomfortability of knowing something so painful that you feel like you are just gonna cry and you are just gonna break. And sometimes we are very fearful to go there, because we feel like if you are like that, you won't be able to survive to the external world, you won't be able to do your day-to-day activities to survive. But this is the time you need to, if you feel like crying, cry. If you feel like you are breaking, then break something. In order to create something needs to be construction only can happen when there is a destruction. So you have to remove something in order to create something new. And I feel like you have been stuck in this lost kind of situation for quite a while. You need to temper, you need to go within, and you need to temper your emotion. You need to be mindfulness of yourself. And that is very beautiful, because it's followed by the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is all about equality. Six of Pentacles is all about equal give and take. You are very generous. When you see somebody fighting for their fights, when you see somebody fighting for their purpose, standing their ground, you always be generous. You are always generous. You extend your hand of help. You feel like, how can I help them so that they can do what they're really passionate about doing, because you are a passionate sign. You are a passionate sign. But what about equality to yourself? That is what temperance is asking you. You always give. What about give to yourself? What about pay attention to your needs? Pay attention to where is this blockage? Why I am not feeling passionate as I used to feel? Why those kind of stuff, my craft, my whether any kind of craft, whatever work you do, that used to motivate me, that used to give me a sense of purpose in life, where that gone? Those equality, you need to be equal, you need to be just to yourself. I feel like something, because of this sadness, because of this grieving, because of this feeling of lost, you are not paying attention to yourself. You don't care about yourself, how you feel. You just feel like, okay, whatever, life just goes on. But it's not going on, because you are feeling lost and you are feeling stuck, right? So admit that it's not going on. So you need to pay attention to your inner self, tempering your energy, and so that you can bring equality to yourself, not only to others. You are very good at giving others. You are very good at supporting others who fight for their some cause. But what about you? You need to do that. And I feel like, and by the time the December comes, I feel like these things you need to you need to gradually, you are gonna be understanding, and you are gonna be getting into the rhythm that you used to be once. Like hierophant kind of stability. And it doesn't have to be, I feel like with you specifically for this reading, I feel like you need to devote yourself the work you used to do, that used to give you passionate feelings, gives you some kind of sense of purpose. Whatever work you do, if you're an artist, go back in art. If you have restrained yourself from making your art, don't just hold all this passion inside you. Give that passion and act on it. If you are I don't know, if you work in like any kind of technology or science or anything you do, like, bring that professionalism again, bring that passion in that kind of craft again. I feel like it's not you I feel like you should not, in this energy, I think you should not focus too much on others. If you're in a relationship, it's fine. If relationship is all stable, it's strong, it's gonna stay. But right now you need to focus on yourself, focus on your craft, focus on the talent that you got, focus on the education you got, and like the what you wanted to do with that education, what you wanted to do with that craft, what you wanted to do with your skill. Focus on yourself, focus on your craft, and that will bring you joy, because you will again feel stimulated, that you lost that stimulation somewhere in down the road. But with three of cups, I feel like you are going to again feel that rejuvenation kind of feelings, that you are coming back to life, you know. So you have to focus on your craft, focus on your work. And when I say work, it's not that work that you don't like. Don't not that kind of work that makes you, gives you purpose, that you once you had, the thing that gives you purpose, that you are passionately devoted to, but you lost kind of track in the meanwhile. But that doesn't mean that purpose is not there. You just need to retrack that purpose and just focus on that and bring stability to that, so that you will feel this kind of joy. And look at this, what is that, what it follows after? It's chariot is about movement. Chariot is movement, it's like this chariot in only can move when these two different horse, or I don't know, it's a lion or horse, whatever, it's kind of mythological animal with human face, whatever, when these two are stable. Just imagine a car. If one tire is, there is no air in it, no matter other three tires are filled with air, it's not gonna run. So in order to really move, you really need to realign yourself, which is saying the temperance, which saying the stars. Realign yourself. Think about why you feel that so much of grief, why that lost stuck like, yeah, sometimes sometimes some kind of heartbreak thing is so pivotal in our life that it can change our life forever. But we have the power to see things differently. We have the power to see things differently and turn that grieving, turn that negative pool into something positive that can gives you this movement, that can give you this kind of forward movement or movement in general, so that you don't feel stuck. But you need to go within. Universe is telling you, go within, go for a spiritual search. If you just live day to day on surface level, that's not going to help you. That's going to only make you more stuck as days go by. You need to take time off. You need to go within, and that way you can feel a movement by the end of the December. When the new year come, by 2020 starts, you will feel like you are getting some kind of rhythm, you are getting some kind of momentum, so that you can start this new year with some kind of new energy, not like that stuck energy that you felt all this long. You will find a kind of repurpose. You will find this purpose in you that you do. You need to focus on what you are passionate to do. Focus on your craft. Focus on your craft. Do not focus on others for this time period. Focus on yourself and what you love to do, what gives you sense of purpose. It could be anything, depending on who I am speaking to, depending on everybody out there. But find what gives you purpose, and please focus on that. And that will give you such a nice energy by the end of the year, so that you are all set to go with a new fresh energy, new rhythm, new this kind of, okay, I'm gonna do it, okay, I'm gonna fight for this, okay, I believe in this, I'm gonna go for it. That kind of energy gonna come by the end of the December if you go through this. This is like universe. Look at this. In this reading, 1 2 3 4 4 major arcanas. Universe is yelling at you that no, you cannot live on surface anymore. You need to go within. You need to take a spiritual break. You need to find why you are stuck and why you are feeling. You need to change the perspective and do whatever you need to do in order to change the perspective. Like go in the nature, or go for whatever inspires you. Go see different kind of people from different culture, talk to them, look and listen to people's story, how they fight in their life. That will give you motivation, that will take you out. Everybody had painful stories here. We are not the only one, everybody has that. So go and talk to people how they are overcoming it. and that will give you inspiration. Once you get that inspiration, it will fire up this equal mentality within yourself, and that will give you inner, again, this revitalized energy to devote in your craft, devote in your work, so that you can find the purpose. All right, I think this is it for now. And if you hope you get something out of it, and if you like what I do, please do subscribe, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye bye.